So, the past few videos, we've been expanding the LEGO City, changing up a bunch of displays, making Ninjago City Island, and all of that is great and all. However, the LEGO room has become quite a mess. So, obviously, I have tens of thousands of pieces I'm currently sorting for custom builds for the next month or so. So, there's a lot going on in the LEGO room. However, I'm hoping to change around some displays. So, the bookshelf, I really am happy with, and I'm going to be leaving it in that exact spot. The Lego Lion Knight's castle underneath needs to find a new home where it can actually fit. The Black Falcon Knight's castle is going to move, so I can create something cool there. Probably one of the next few episodes. Nothing to do with Legos. That'll be more of a comic book thing. My birding / camera shelf is an absolute mess. I've got a billion birding guides near it. So we're going to be changing some stuff up today. And I have a feeling that this one right here, I do love it, is going to probably be getting taken down. So I've got a couple more displays that I definitely want to kind of go through and hammer down. And, you know, I mean, I've got tons of stuff just everywhere right now. Trying to remodel this room a little bit. The Nightmare Realm is just, you know, an absolute mess down there. So there's just a lot going on in here. I'm trying to get everything swapped around, which means making a lot of mess. And I figured, you know what, I might as well do a video on a quick update. We also did a space base recently, which is going to probably get moved. I don't know, not downsized, just moved. And this isn't about like taking down displays necessarily. Most of these are going to stay complete. I just kind of want to condense. The only ones that might be taken down are like the Battle for Hogwarts, which I want to do a full scale one day. However, I've talked about before with Star Wars having its own massive display, Lord of the Rings having its own massive display, and Harry Potter having a really massive display. I don't like having the same theme kind of everywhere. So the only one that's probably in a little bit of danger there is the Battle for Hogwarts, but that's just because I want to kind of upgrade some stuff. This is also going to be setting up projects in the future. So, right here, next to the books, I think that'll be good, like I said, for a comic book themed project, which will be Invincible, which I definitely want to add to the Lego room and to the comic book room as a whole. It's just something that I don't really have represented anywhere, and my stuff's just kind of sitting on the side. So I'm going to pave the way for an Invincible shelf here, but we're going to do that on a later date. I kind of just want to get things organized, and like the Lion Knight's castle would have looked great there. It's too tall, so I have to take that bookshelf down and actually like adjust it, but the Marvel shelf's at the perfect height, so I don't know. I think I'm going to end up swapping the Lion Knight's castle for the space base, just because of like the height that I need and all that good stuff. But it's going to be a lot of playing around with this room and just kind of getting some stuff moved in and out. So we're not taking things away. Almost everything's going to stay exactly the way it is, except for maybe getting relocated. So like just the Black Falcon Knight castle will probably move up 2 rows, and then this will be Invincible. Or just because when Jurassic Park comes out, and this is a little bit of a teaser for what's going to happen after this. I talked a little bit in the Town Hall episode about wanting to do kind of like one big theme every couple months, so I can really like hammer out a big project. Dinosaurs for the Lego world will be coming soon in I would say about a month or so. So once I finish up a lot of the Lego City, we're going to be doing some of the new Jurassic Park builds, which are starting in June. So you guys will be seeing this in about April. So, you know, kind of that little bit of a turnaround, but I will look forward to expanding the Jurassic Park area into like a dinosaur zone with it. I would like to do some of the Hammond collection black figures, like the Black Series figures, but I don't know if that's going to happen in this room. I definitely have a couple of them. I actually just bought the new Allosaurus, but again, I don't want to ramble on for too many other side projects, but we're finally going to start reorganizing and getting some of these displays up and running. When you're sorting 10,000 pieces and working between YouTube and my regular job, about 100 hours a week right now, it's a busy time. It's the reason that this channel has cut back a little bit with some of its content, just to kind of like supplement the other channels so both can run in tandem. I think I'm finding a little bit of a better pace and trying to figure some stuff out. So bear with me while I try and figure out, you know, 2 full-time jobs. But yeah, we're going to start adjusting a lot of this stuff. This isn't going to be a building episode. This is going to be quite literally reorganizing, dusting, cleaning, and getting everything ready. I've talked before about having the importance of like maintaining a huge Lego room, and as somebody with 500 sets and God knows of everything else in this room, you got to maintain everything. So a lot of my projects, I just kind of sit stuff down on the shelf, like receipts and crap like that. And then I just leave it there for a minute, and then I come back to it when that project's done. And we've gotten to a point now where I'm a little claustrophobic and I'm a little bit bored with seeing some of my same displays just kind of sit here. So we're just going to adjust today. We're going to clean up some displays. Like I said, we're going to do some dusting, and maybe I'll find some inspiration for some of these side projects. But yeah, don't worry. The displays aren't going anywhere, and I'm excited to bring some life to the Lego room again. All right, so I'll have to bounce the camera around a little bit, but overall, some of the renovations at least are done for now. So obviously, again, I'll have to pan around a little bit. But overall, a lot of dusting, a lot of cleaning, reorganizing some stuff. I do have Invincible up here, dropped down the Jurassic Park shelf, and then just below Jurassic Park, we have a shelf for the dinosaurs. So eventually that will be full of the Lego dinosaurs. I'm missing the T-Rex and the Velociraptor. I know I put them in my backlog area underneath the city a while ago, and I just don't have the ambition to quite dig them out at the present time. So I'll work on that in a little bit later. Some of the shelves are obviously a little bit disorganized, like the Lion Knight's castle. I have to completely rebuild that front. I'm trying to level out the army a little bit more. It's not perfect. However, it just kind of does work there for the most part. So if I can rebuild at least the front of that at some point, that'll look a lot better. This is more about getting everything organized, and I can rebuild at a later state. I did move Lord of the Rings down towards more of the bottom, right above the medieval blacksmith. The main reason being Lord of the Rings is really, really well represented in the room. And just like Harry Potter, I don't like having, one theme really dominate them all. So I have Lord of the Rings and the brickheads and stuff just kind of down there with a couple of Funkos and a steelbook and stuff. Ignore the charging drill battery for the Lego lights. And then, of course, I did move the Dwarves Mine down there. It is a little bit more protected for one of my holy grail and favorite sets of all time. So I do have that at the bottom, and it does in fact make sense. I want to build an entire display around that eventually too. I'm just taking a little break with the medieval stuff for now while I work on the Lego City. I moved the Nightmare Realm to the side a little bit over here. Also, I got a new light that actually hangs off of the tripod. It lights up this whole side of the room by itself, which is fantastic. So I'm really happy with this thing so far. It gets really warm, but other than that, it's working out great. So the Nightmare Realm is really, really congested over here. However, I pretty much fit almost everything except for a couple of small pieces. So for now, that's going to be a good spot for the Nightmare Realm. You know what? I should move you over a little bit. There we go. I guess that's a little bit of a better view. So yeah, the Nightmare Realm is a complete mess. The Raven is hanging off to the side. So it is a little obnoxious, but it works. Of course, you can see it in correlation to the Battle of the Black Gate display. We still have the Vampire Castle up here. I didn't switch too much, but it was a lot of cleaning and just kind of remodeling a bit, just adjusting a few things and setting up for future projects. So the Nightmare Realm is pretty much done. Same thing with the Blacksmith Tavern, or the Blacksmith Shop, I should say, and Lord of the Rings display. So those are all just kind of stagnant at the moment. And then working on cleaning them up, I have the Jaws set and the Viking Village on the ground, so they're just kind of going to be sitting there for a moment. Invincible, I'm going to be working on that pretty soon. I'm just waiting on a couple things actually in the mail right now. And of course, we're going to be adding to the bookshelf, the novel display as well. In terms of everything else, I moved the pirate display. Actually, no, I left the pirates display alone, just dusted it a little bit. And I moved the Black Falcon Knight Castle up just a little bit. I still have to remodel the Disney shelf. All the Bath & Body Works candles still have to get a little display going on, but everything else, here's a little sneak peek. We have the actual army coming soon. Still have to make that video. But everything else, we pretty much left the same over here. The only other thing I really changed, or at least am in the process of changing, all of my birding books were sitting over here, and they just looked a mess. So I essentially ripped down... Which display did I move? I don't even remember. Oh, the Lord of the Rings display. I condensed it all from being a full bookshelf into the little half bookshelf. It just works out better for, the entire room and, what I'm trying to currently do. And I have a lot of field guides and extra camera equipment, and it's just nice to kind of put them over there with the Lego display. So I'll show you guys that real quick. It's a bit of a mess over here. All the Harry Potter figures from the Battle of Hogwarts are just kind of sitting over there. And, of course, a bunch of field guides. Oh, I can't put that on. Alright, cut the back half of that video into this one. So yeah, just all the field guides and stuff. I figured I would just sit them kind of like in their own shelf. And again, it's going to be a little boring on some of these shelves for now, but we're definitely going to start working on it. I'm happy to just get a lot of these spare pieces. Seinfeld was getting just destroyed down here. Every time I backed up my chair, I destroyed Jerry's apartment. So that is going to, of course, be added to the sitcomplex pretty soon. I'm just waiting on the Bricklink order. So this was a really nice just clean up, dust, to get some things ready for the future. Like I said in a couple previous videos, the dinosaur area is going to be expanded as well. This allows just a lot more space for the current projects, and then eventually I think the Lord of the Rings brickheads might be phased out. We'll see, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. I still want to add light kits to some of this stuff over here too. It's just a lot harder to do like battery packs individually and some stuff like that, but we'll work on it. But I'm really happy with some of the remodeling and getting some of these displays at least just properly maintained, and you know, having those displays ready to go. But like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you find it fun or helpful. Follow me on Instagram, and as always, if you guys are interested in checking out some of the cool wall art display, use my code SPASTICUS on Etsy in the description below, and check out Lighttailing and Bricksmacks through my affiliate link if you guys want to save some money on your Lego lighting projects and help support the channel at the same time. But I'll see you next time. Happy building, everybody.